If your hair is wavy, frizzy, and you cannot find a way to tame it, so just put it in your bun 90% of the time, that really used to be me. And I struggled with this for the longest, so I formulated the perfect non-frizz hair wash day routine. After years and years of perfecting my routine, I think I finally have it, and I think my hair really speaks for itself. I'm gonna share a full routine with you. I'm gonna walk you step by step through my entire process, from the pre-wash to DIY recipes to all the products I use, the styling. So every single thing I'm gonna include in this video. And also, if you need it in paper, if you need it in writing, I have a full checklist linked below that you can just follow, so it's easier for you as well. So all the products I use are either very affordable or they are from my DIY recipes that I'm sharing with you. So let's get into the full routine for this. Hi bestie, welcome to today's video, which is going to be my full hair care like guide, tutorial, however you want to call it, routine that I built over the last, I don't even know how many years. I've been growing out my hair for so long. My hair is really long. I think my hair is like 60 inches long. It's 30 inches, so my hair is 30 inches long. It's not 60, I meant 60 centimeters. So this routine really works for me. I have a hair that is very frizzy and very wavy. When I was young, I had curls. I had a really curly hair. It was a hell to maintain because nobody taught me how to maintain it. So I just started straightening it. I ruined it. My hair was seriously so bad at one point that I chopped it all off. Like I chopped it all off. I had a bob. And then I started kind of taking care of my hair a bit more. Again, I had like a series of unfortunate events where I bleached my hair, dyed my hair, burned it, like it was a mess. For the past few years, I really tried to take care of my hair the best that I can, and I did this by using very natural ingredients. And so this routine is all about balance in a way that it's formed to maintain the gloss in your hair, so to make the ends of your hair very shiny while keeping the roots clean and oil free. I'll explain more when you go in depth with each and every step of the wash routine that I have and the, maintenance routine that I have. But for now, you just need to know that it's meant to be very balanced out. So it's not like, we're focusing on one thing at a time. No, I like to really understand my hair beforehand and really try to target the things that I want to fix or the things I want to improve or the things that I just don't want to be happening anymore. For example, this is my hair now. I'm going to take it down. And my hair has not been washed for the past 8 days. I know a lot of you will be like, which honestly makes sense. But I do believe in hair training, so I did train my hair not to get as oily. So this is my hair right now. It is oily. Like you can tell that it's oily. Like you can tell that it's dirty. But honestly, like, would you really look at me and be like, I have not washed my hair in 8 days? No, ridiculous, right? I really trained my hair and I really worked on the health of my scalp and keeping it oil-free for as long as I can, because maintaining this hair takes a lot of time. I have a lot of hair and it's very long, so it's a very training process and I don't really like doing it. So if I can do it once a week, you better believe I will do it once a week. That is why I have a very complex wash routine, because I do it once a week and I can't keep up with it. But if I did it like every 2 days, no way, honey, I would not be doing it. So like I said, like you need to know your hair. For example, I noticed my hair very thinning out here. Like you can see this little patch that I have, which just started appearing. I think it's from ponytails. Anyway, I recognize some things that are thinning out on my hair and I like to focus my oiling routine on those parts. Also, the bottom of my hair, I always keep, like even if I'm doing my layers, I like to keep the thickest. So that's where the volume, not the volume, but like the thickness of your hair, the length of your hair truly comes from. Like from the front, you can do whatever you want. But the back of your hair, like from your ear to up to other ear, for example, this huge part, this is my most important part of my hair when it comes to keeping it long and nice and healthy. So I like to really oil that part, promote the hair growth. The other parts, like I said, I have not washed my hair in 8 days and it still looks good. Like I could walk out and go get some coffee and it would not be that big of a deal, honestly. How I did that is by focusing on healing my scalp, giving it the appropriate attention. I feel like we just put oil on our scalp and that's it. You need to include something else as well that's really gonna purify the skin on your head, because it's still skin. Like, yes, you're focusing on your hair, but we need to be aware that we have skin here. This is still a skin and it needs loving care just as much your face needs loving care. When you do your skincare, you should also do your scalp care. For the pre-wash, I do my oiling. I never skip my oiling. That's just non-negotiable for me. I use my little Clio hair oil. So I don't really part my hair as much. What I do is brush it out, which I do not do right now, okay? Another really important thing is to use a really good brush. Like, if you want your hair to not break, you really need a good brush. I'm not saying that this is the best brush in the world, but I've been using it for the longest. I think I have like 6 tangle teaser brushes and I love them all. Really detangles your hair so fast. So after I brush my hair, I like to go in, like I said, in the parts that really need some care. This is a mixture of oils. I like to go in like this, as you can see. Mainly focusing here. I used it all up. And then I just slide my pipette through my hair. Like, for the bottom, I'm just gonna go like this and just use up all the product. My main thing with hair oiling is a focused oiling, not just like applied wherever you want and just leave it there. No, it's a focused oiling of your scalp to really focus on the areas that you need most love for. And then for the rest of my hair, I just use this. Massage your scalp. I used to do this with my hands. Now that I have this, I prefer this, honestly. And then the back. So for step 2, I'm gonna be showing you how to make this. This is sage water, and I think we all know about sage as this natural purifying bliss, as this healing property that just, you know, clears everything in your pad. But sage can also be used in cosmetic purposes as well, and I feel like it's such an underrated product. I use it for everything. My main love for sage comes from its properties to really clean and purifies your skin. This is just a simple step and it takes just 2 ingredients, but it's gonna change how long your hair stays clean, trust me.
For the sage water, you don't really need many things. You just need some dried sage leaves. This is how they look like. Just boil them like you would as if you were making a tea. The difference is that you leave it in the water for longer. So boil some water, pour it over the leaves, and leave it like that for at least a few hours. That is when the sage really gets activated. After the sage has stayed in the water for several hours, it's cooled down, then you can transfer it on into some sort of spray or some sort of bottle, however you want to apply it on your hair. It really depends on you. But that is like the whole philosophy behind the sage water, nothing special.
I guess we're back, I don't know. I'm still really weird when I do this stuff, but okay. So to deal with sage, why I love sage. Sage is naturally antibacterial and astringent. It prevents the buildup of oil, sweat, bacteria on your scalp, which are the ones that make your scalp appear more greasy much faster. This gently tones the scalp. It's like witch hazel for your face, but this is just for your roots. And I really noticed when I started using it that I can really stretch out the days of when I have to wash my hair. Like when I use this, my hair gets less greasy than when I don't. So I really love to include this. And how I apply it. So like you saw, we applied the oils here, but we still have the rest of our hair that is not oily. So we are gonna take the sage and I just spray it in. I just spray wherever I can. And I know this seems like a lot when you think about it, but like I have all this stuff pre-made, so I just have to use them. Like I don't need to go through all of the steps of making them. So it's not that long of a routine, but it really does make the difference and I don't really mind doing it. So maybe it's not for everyone, but I really love it. So we're done with sage. Like I said, we're done with the pre-wash scalp treatment. We are moving on to the ends of our hair, and this is equally as important. So this is the step where you would usually put a hair mask on your on your hair. Yeah. But I don't use hair masks really. I either use like at home DIY hair masks or I use like hair butter. Sometimes I use oil. Like I love applying coconut oil all over my hair. My most often hair mask is hair butter. I'll show you real quick what it is and then we can just apply it. For the hair mask, I don't do like pre-wash hair mask. The only thing I like to put on my hair is either oils or hair butter. Now this is a hair butter that I make myself. This is how the hair butter looks like. See? I cannot really show you how I make it right now because I don't need it because I have half of this and I don't like to make a new one before I go through this one. This is not gonna take long for me to go through because I use it for everything. I use it to take off my makeup, I use it to style my hair like the slick back, I use it for a hair mask, I use it for everything, like for my body, for sunbathing, for everything. So this will not take me long to use it up. So at the moment that I use it up, if you want me, I can make a full tutorial on how I make this, like this hair butter. Now I can just show you the ingredients and then you can make it as well if you're really urgent with it. This is shea butter, so I use a lot of shea butter. This is refined shea butter, by the way. So I melt some shea butter, I melt some almond butter, and then I use some murmur butter. I don't know. This one is very hard. Like this one is super hard, but it's so good for your skin, especially your face. I love this for my face, but I do like to use a little bit in my little butter as well because it's so good. It's expensive, but it's really good. So I mixed all of them up. I melt them over like the boiling water. I melt them, mix them up. I add some lilac for the smell because I really love this. It smells really nice, natural lilac. I add some oils, mix it all up, cool it, and then I store it in a container. Sometimes I whip it, sometimes I don't. Really just depends on what I'm using it for, but that is basically just how you make my little hair mask. So let's apply it now. I grab like a little bit on my finger and then I take it and I apply it on the ends of my hair. I apply it with my hands, so like with my palms. I like to rub it like this so it warms up like that. And then it turns into this beautiful consistency that is very like a buttery, silky, like shiny, and I just go in. Like I don't really have a specific structure when I love using almond butter for my hair mask because it's really rich in vitamin E and it has a lot of like healthy fats that make the end of your hair very healthy and very shiny. So this is just how much I apply, how your hair looks like. So the almond butter I love for vitamin E, like I said, and healthy fats. The shea butter I love because it adds that like a thick layer that seals the moisture in. I don't put anything over it. Like I know some people when they do like a hair mask, they love to put like a bag or a plastic bag over it or like a saran wrap. I don't really do that. I just let it marinate like this. So I'm gonna go for like an hour and keep this in my hair and then we're gonna move on to the shampoo.
For my wash routine, what I love to use is nettle shampoo or any sort of shampoo that is more on the natural side. And what I love to do is do double shampoo. We need to really remove all of that oil that's on our hair and make it really, really clean. So I always double shampoo my hair. Another tip I have is that I use cold rinse for my conditioner. So I put conditioner on my head and then once it stays there for at least like 10 minutes, I like to wash it off with the cold water. This just gives that extra shine. I don't know if this is true, but for me, it just has that effect. And for the last step, I love to do a gloss treatment on my hair. I either use this one by L'Oreal or I use my Away one. This time I mixed them up because I didn't have enough of the L'Oreal one. I use a lot. As you can see, I have a lot of hair, but that is my entire wash routine.
That smell. Oh my God, the building is on fire.
Who the hell washes their hair with a full set of makeup? That's just... Now this was a mistake. This towel is a mistake. I know that. I don't recommend using a towel, especially if you have frizzy hair. So what I do recommend is getting like a really big cotton shirt. I really love that. Or those like microfiber towels. I love to leave my hair in the towel for like 15 minutes to absorb at least some of the moisture and some of the water from my hair so that the drying part is not as long and it's much easier. And for this purposes, I think it's much better to have like a cotton shirt or like a microfiber towel. The first thing I do, like before any sort of product, I like to brush my hair. And this is just so that once my hair starts to dry naturally, like air drying, it doesn't puff up. This is my key step, that I brush my hair a lot when it's wet. And that is why I said you need a really good brush. You need a brush that you can use when your hair is wet. I start from the bottom. This is a really important step, like start from the bottom and then work your way upwards. That way you won't have any knots, you're not breaking your hair. I don't really have a lot of product for aftercare, like I don't use a lot of product on my hair. I do have some that I'm going to show you later, but for leave-in treatment, for like leave-in conditioner, I don't buy this. I make that myself. It's super easy to make it. You don't really need to buy anything. You have all the ingredients at home, probably. So I'm going to show you how to make it right now. So for the next thing we're going to be making is fermented rice, and we're making fermented rice for the leave-in conditioner. So we're going to be mixing some fermented rice water with the conditioner, glycerin, and some aloe vera. You can skip the glycerin if you don't have it. We're gonna rinse some rice. Let me just add a bowl. So depending on how much you want to make, I'm gonna do a 1/4 cup, like this, of rice, because I don't need a lot and you don't really use a lot in the leave-in. So I'm just gonna do 1/4 cup rice. I'm gonna rinse this because we want to remove that starch. Rinse it out. This is rinsed out rice. And now we are gonna add filtered water. A 1/2 cup of warm filtered water. We're gonna add that to the rice. This is how much it ends up being. So we are gonna store this now. And if you want it like to fully ferment, you wanna do this like 24 hours in advance. But we are doing like a semi-fermentation, so this needs to take like a few hours, like 1 to 2 hours. And so I'm gonna leave this now for 1 to 2 hours, and then we're gonna come back to it later.
Once our rice water is done, we're gonna separate the rice water from the rice, and then we're gonna use a 1/4 cup of that water, and also we're gonna use the same amount of filtered water as well. I'm gonna add some glycerin, 1 teaspoon of glycerin, and 1 teaspoon of aloe vera, and then we're gonna add some conditioner as well. Mix that all up and put into a spray bottle. It's very hard to actually combine this like this, so it's better to just pour it into a spray bottle and then shake it really well. And that's it, it's pretty much done.
Here is our little leave-in, and I use this bottle from my volume spray. You have to like shake it really good. Look at how gorgeous that is. And it smells so good. That's because I added lilac. I love lilac smell so much. I just like to spray this in my hair while it's still wet, so that my hair can absorb it. And also if my hair is too straight, I think that the rice water would make it a little bit stiff. So I do this first before anything else. Whatever I put on my hair, I brush it out. This is exactly what keeps my hair smooth. For the heat protectant, I really don't have like a favorite because I haven't tried that many. This is the one that I've been using for the longest, so I just use it. I'm not gonna walk you through my entire like a blowout routine because I feel like this is more of like a hair care video. So I don't want to make it too long. And as you can see, my hair is starting to get puffy. And at that point, I turn it off and I like to brush it out again. Now I can see a little bit of frizz, but after I like leave it for a while, it does tone down. So I'm fine with that initial frizz. It's gonna be really nice in the morning. I don't like to overload product on my hair to remove the frizz, because then you really get your hair to be dirty much faster, and I don't want that. Like, I'd rather just go with this hair today, and then like when I sleep and wake up in the morning, my hair is gonna be really nice and no frizz at all. So I'd rather do it that way than just, you know, put a lot of product so to remove the frizz, and then it would just look really bad tomorrow because it would be oily and greasy, and I just don't. I were doing straight hair, this is where I would stop basically, but I'm not doing straight hair. I love curls, I love blowout curls, so we are gonna do the curls now, set them, and then later I'm gonna show you what I use with the products to style them. I'm back in my little shirt, but I just could not finish that blowout in that top. I was sweating like crazy, so I just needed something comfy. But anyways, I'm done, and I have my hair up in this little cap, however you call it. I really like to wear this simply because if I go to bed, it's easier. I wake up with because I like to set my curls in. So I set my curls in, so they're like heatless blowout curls. They're not heatless, I mean, I had a blowout in my hair, but I did not use like a straightener or a curler or anything, so I really like them to set. So I just use some curlers, and usually I do this in the evening, and then in the morning I just take it out. Good morning, welcome back. Yesterday I really didn't feel like filming. I was like very late when I took out the curls, so you not really see just how amazing they are because this is a second day. But I mean, the point of the video is not the curls but the hair, so I'm gonna show you the hair now. So this is my hair basically. How long it gets to my hip bones. There are a few tips for the frizz control that I would love to share with you. The first one being using, I mean, I already mentioned this, but it's really important to use a microfiber towel because the regular towel is not good for your hair. It really causes a lot of friction, so it causes your hair to really puff up and be frizzy. So microfiber towel, or you can use a cotton shirt, just any like oversized cotton shirt, just wrap your hair in it. And another tip that follows is to not go directly into blow drying your hair the moment you walk out of the bathroom. That's a big mistake. You need to let the fabric absorb some of the water. If you go right into blow drying your hair is gonna puff up so fast. Your roots are gonna be wet, but your ends are gonna be really dry, and that's gonna cause just a lot of breakage, and you don't really want that. Also, stop touching your hair while it's wet. Yes, when you're blow drying your hair, like when you're drying the roots, you can go with your hands like that, but please do not like scrub your scalp when your hair is drying. That's gonna cause you a lot of frizz, and it's gonna cause you a lot of dandruff as well, so don't do that. Also, don't skip the leave-in or the hair oil. Now, what I mean by that is, for example, my pre-wash is very important to me, and I feel like without the hair mask, my hair would not be as silky as it is. So try to find something that works for your hair. If it's like a butter mask, great, you can use that as a pre-wash. If it's oiling your hair, again, what works for you. But if you don't like the pre-wash, then please make sure to find a really good serum to put on your hair when your hair is dry. So the frizz generally appears because your hair is dehydrated. So we really need to put that hydration back into your hair. Also, sleeping on a satin pillowcase. I have not tried this, but I got a lot of recommendations for it. So yeah, this is my full hair care routine, start to finish, on a hair wash day, which is once a week. I know it might be a bit too much for some people to follow, so I put everything into a nice little checklist, like a little guide, where I put in my entire like step-by-step wash routine, all the recipes, like DIY recipes, the checklist, also some tips and tricks on how to extend like the cleanliness of your scalp so your hair doesn't get as oily that fast, you don't have to wash it that fast. I put everything into a little guide, it's linked below, it's free completely. So if it's easier for you to follow that way, you can just download it and use it. And if you do end up using it, let me know please, and tag me on Instagram or just write me a comment down below. This is my full step-by-step guide or routine. I hope you guys liked that. I hope you found it informative, and if you try anything out from this video, let me know below or let me know on my Instagram. I definitely love to see that. And also if you have some other ideas or something that you would love to see regarding hair, you can let me know and I'll try to definitely do it. So thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day wherever you are. Happy start of the week. I really hope to see you in the next video.